Welcome to season 2 of the Energy Upgrade podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa, master biohacker and successful entrepreneur. In season 1 of the Energy Upgrade, you got to have a taste for my obsession in all things health, energy, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and biohacking, or how to take radical responsibility in living a life by design. As a certified health coach, integrated health practitioner, kinesiologist, and seasoned entrepreneur who built and sold a 7-figure business, I want to dive deeper in this season 2. After healing myself from burnout, from my health falling apart, my hormones leaving my body, I'm here to share everything I wish someone had told me. Every day, I have the incredible opportunity to be mentoring women and supporting them in becoming true magnetic energy bombs. I'm helping them remember who they were all along. It's so powerful that I want to take you in on the journey, almost as if you were a fly on the wall. You'll find that I'm not your typical health coach, and I'm not your typical business coach either. I'm somewhere in between with a lot of spirituality sprinkled in there. This podcast is a sacred place where I come and share with you things that will bring you a high return on investment, because yes, I'm all about ROI. Life goes fast, and if I can show you a shortcut or two, I'll have succeeded at bringing you value. Thank you for being here. Let's go.
Your time is now. Your energy is your life force. You want to be able to magnetize your wildest dreams. A liver detox is the fastest way to start healing. You can and you will.
Welcome back to the Energy Upgrade. This is Vanessa Grutman, your host, and welcome to the very first episode of 2024. Happy New Year. I hope that you were able to ring in the new year with the people that you love, with the people that expend you, that support you, with the right mindset, with the right energy. And I hope that you can feel how already 2024 is shaping up pretty nicely. Today, I wanted to come and talk about some of the questions I would love to invite you to really, truly reflect on as you're starting the momentum for the new year, as you're starting to dream, as you're starting to contemplate for, how could this year be different? How could it be more impactful? How could it be more authentic? How could it be more me? And so there's 3 questions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I literally did a 42-page workbook in my workshop, Biohacker 2024, to reflect on all the things. So, but I kind of decided to pick 3 questions out of this that you owe to yourself to look into, because there is so much information there. And that's the journey I want to take you on for today's episode. But first of all, I really want to take a moment to thank you. I launched this podcast last year. So in January of 2023, I did not miss a week. Every Tuesday, I released an episode. I had so much fun doing it, and I continue to have a lot of fun doing it. But I wouldn't be doing it if you weren't back here listening to it week after week. I wouldn't be doing it if you weren't sharing with me how impactful, how meaningful these concepts, these things that I'm sharing, these tips, these tricks, these mindset shifts, these breakthroughs. If it wasn't impactful to you, I wouldn't do it. And so I really want to acknowledge you. Thank you for being here week after week. Thank you for sharing, for letting me know how this resonates, how this is helping you, how this has shifted you. And keep doing it. Keep letting me know, because one thing I have learned for sure in 2023 is really giving myself permission to receive and really honor whenever someone says something positive, to actually take the time to feel it, to receive it. And that is something that you can absolutely contemplate for yourself. I shared a little bit more about that on my Instagram during the holidays. Like, how I know you're a good giver, but how good of a receiver are you? If someone tells you a compliment, if someone is thanking you, if someone is acknowledging you, are you actually receiving it? Or are you brushing it away? Are you making it disappear fast, fast, fast because you're uncomfortable? Are you discrediting yourself? Are you, you know, how when someone will say, "Oh, I love your dress," and right away you're like, "Oh, I paid, you know, it was on sale, I paid nothing for it," and you're already discrediting yourself. Are you doing that? Because if you are, maybe that's something you also need to look into. That's something I learned big time in 2023, and I've decided I was giving myself permission to receive. If someone gives me a compliment, if someone takes time out of their busy life to acknowledge the work I'm doing, to thank me, trust me now, I will receive it. I will honor it because people don't have to do that. People don't have to say positive things. In fact, humans usually will share when things go wrong, when they're not happy. It's very rare that they go out of their way to say something positive. So I've shifted my mindset big time around receiving, and it's so important because that's how energy flows. It's both the giving and the receiving that matters. So contemplate that for yourself. Okay, so let's dive into those three questions. And you'll see when I do this, this is the work I do myself. Every year at the end of the year, I have this ritual. In fact, I do it with my husband. I'm lucky because I have um, a husband that really truly supports me. He believes in me and he does the work for himself. He's willing to do it with me. And so we do this together. We have all of these questions that we go through together and we exchange and we build upon each other, and it's such a beautiful ritual. It's a beautiful time. I always look forward to it. But if you don't have that person in your life, do it for yourself, do it by yourself, and be careful if perhaps your partner is not on the same page. Don't force anybody to do this kind of work with you, because it will actually deflate your energy and your frequency. So try to, maybe put yourself in, like, put a really good high vibe music or a binaural beats or something that puts you in a good mood, light up a beautiful candle, be in a cozy blanket and do this work for you. If you don't have the people to do it with you, around you, don't worry about it. Do it for you. And so you'll notice that when I think and reflect on a year that is just finishing and I'm looking ahead at the new year, funny enough, I'm not the kind of person that will set actual goals. The SMART goals that we all learned about in high school. It's got to be specific, measurable, actionable, all these things. That's not how I create personally. I know it works for some people, but one thing I've learned is that um, my my goals actually have to come more from my heart, my soul's desires, than from my head. And when I try to do SMART goals, it comes 100% from my head. And that's okay. And it has helped me in the past, but I know now that those SMART goals are much more this masculine energy. It's forced. It's something that feels heavy in my body. It's not flowing. It triggers me into hustle mode. And so I'm not really interested in that anymore. Now, for you, you might be like, you know what? That keeps me safe. And I'm in survival mode right now. I'm in this season of my life and I need to keep myself safe and I need these goals, and go for it. But me, where I'm at now, for the kind of dreams I have for myself, for my business, for the kind of growth and expansion I'm looking to have in 2024, I know that I know that the realization of those dreams is not going to come from hustle. I know, and I've learned this big time in 2023, that it actually will come through more time creation. It will come from more energetic match. It will come from more trusting. It will come from more confidence. It will come from more boldness. It's going to come from more surrendering, from deep trusting. It's not going to come from to-do lists and hustle. Again, been there, done that. It's not in line with my next vision. And if it resonates with you, I really invite you to try to do the same. So this is what I do instead of doing goals. The first question I would love, and I'm going to walk you through 3 questions that I think are important pillars. When you look back at your year that just finished, when you look back at 2023, I want you to take a moment to acknowledge the highlights of your year, perhaps the things you're most proud of. I know we're really, really good at highlighting the things that didn't go well, but actually take the time to write down the things that worked in your favor, small or big. Take the time to say the things that surprised you, the things that were like, oh my God moments, the things that were like, holy shit moments. For example, for me, when I won Coach of the Year, that was like a holy shit moment for me. It's such a highlight. When I saw how, when I noticed how women were transforming and the results they were having all year, it was like, oh my God, I'm onto something kind of feeling. When I was invited to speak at a handful of events this year, that was such a beautiful surprise. The amazing vacation and trips that we took around the world in 2023. When I looked back, like at my first launch and how many people and how many women were there, that was in January 2023. Me closing the door on my previous business and really leaving that chapter behind me. There's been so many highlights, and often we don't take the time to celebrate them. So that's the first step, is I want you to take the time to actually write the highlights of your year. I want you to and really, even if you're like, well, there's nothing, no, look further. There's for sure something. Look in the small things. Maybe it's an accomplishment that your kids did. Maybe it's a shift that you made in your morning routine. Maybe it's a decision you took that shifted the direction of your life. Maybe it's a conversation you had that you were scared to have and you did it. Maybe it is something that stretched you in such an uncomfortable place, but you did it and you felt liberation on the other side. Maybe it's a gift that you gave. Like, for example, this year, for those of you who've been following me on Instagram, I gave my husband a Porsche. I bought him a Porsche car, a convertible Porsche for his 45th birthday. And that was definitely a highlight of my year. That was a highlight of his year. It was such like a holy shit moment. I did that. And it opened up for me and for him so many doors of possibilities. It was a big moment of like owning my power. It's very rare that a woman will buy a car for her husband, and it just felt so good to do it. But see, like, that's a big thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Um, for example, my son learned how to read this year, and that's been so epic to watch him learn and feel so empowered and excited. So what was it for you? Maybe there's trainings that you took. Maybe there's coaching that you took that really helped you see differently, helped you have some breakthroughs. Maybe there's something that you did for your health, that maybe you did your first liver detox. Maybe, look for evidences that you did move forward, because most people, I hear this so much, even in my clients or the people in my universe, saying, I'm so disappointed at myself when I look back. Like, I'm so bummed. I haven't done this. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So instead, look for evidences of the things you did. Okay, just shift the vibe, shift the energy. Now, that doesn't mean that we're pushing under the rug the things that you didn't do, the things that you procrastinated about, the struggles that you had, the hard times, maybe the grieving, maybe the loss of important people in your life. That still needs to be acknowledged 100%. Why? Because those struggles is where the teachings are. This is where the learnings are. Okay, so look at your highlights, collect evidences that, okay, like, you have things working for you. It's not all bad. And look at the struggles and see, okay, actually, this gives me ammunition. This gives me awareness. This gives me information on where I need to go next, or the things I need to heal, the things that are holding me back, the things that are keeping me small. Okay, so really look at that. Now, when you're, the other thing that's really important to me, and I guess that could be like the second question, and it's so in line with the things I teach, but where have you been denying yourself of what's important? Where have you been putting yourself last? This question is so important because it's likely the reason that you haven't progressed the way you wanted at the speed you wanted. It's the answer is in those micro actions. So have you been denying yourself of morning exercise when your body is craving it? Have you been denying yourself of maybe a daily meditation when your mind is needing it to survive right now? Have you been denying yourself of those important conversations that might be difficult but are so needed in your life? Have you been going to bed too late? Have you been watching too much Netflix when you know that's not what your body and soul is needing to move forward? Have you been denying yourself of walking outside because of the cold weather, because of the rain, because of XYZ, and giving yourself a bunch of reasons and excuses? Have you been denying yourself of perhaps carving out some time for creation, for contemplation with yourself? Have you been denying yourself of time with your husband one-on-one, maybe even if it's a monthly date? Have you been denying yourself of your inner queen needs, that mature woman who knows, she knows what her needs are, yet have you been not giving her what she needs? Have you been putting everybody else in front of you again? Did you do that in 2023? Are you going to do that again in 2024? It starts right now. What can you do today to stop the cycle? If you know that your body is needing flow, if you can feel it, if you're aching, if you can feel it in every cell of your body, why are you not doing it? If that means putting your alarm clock, 20 minutes earlier, do it. It starts today. The more you delay, the less it's going to be achievable. So why procrastinating? Now you have the advantage of the new year. Okay. And it's not about New Year resolution. I'm like, it's not about that, but it's more, okay, if you want to reach these big goals, there's going to have to be things that will need to change, because clearly the way you're operating right now is not optimal to get you there, because you are frustrated probably with where you're at. And if you're not frustrated with where you're at, you probably have your next version of you like knocking at the door, being like, okay, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this. So what's keeping you away from that version of you are those needs, really meeting those needs, really giving yourself priority. Because again, if you're giving yourself priority, if you're taking that Epsom salt bath, if you're doing that liver detox, if you're taking good care of your body, if you're keeping your health in check, if you're doing the things that you need to do to fill your cup, everybody wins. You become a better mom. You become a better business owner. You become a better leader. You become a better lover. You become a better partner. When your cup is overflowing of self-care, love, you've been looking after yourself, not waiting for anybody else to do it for you. You've been taking radical responsibility, taking care of your own needs like a mature woman, like an adult, not like the 4-year-old child in you that keeps repeating those old stories or that victim mindset. Enough with that. What are you denying yourself of that you know is important, that you know is the gateway to your next step, that you know is the gateway to your vision? Okay? No small things. And now the third question, there's so many I would want to share here, but I do want to look ahead. So when you look at 2024, you can think about, how do you want to feel? What words come up? What kind of emotions are coming up? But really deep down, what do you want to do with your life in 2024? Like, what is your soul calling you to do? What has your soul been calling you to do for years that you're not allowing yourself to hear? What the heck are you here for? What is your soul ready to do? What do you want to do with your life in 2024? Because 2024 is the year of action. There was a lot of things, a lot of learnings in 2023. The energetic theme was moving on. That was the energetic theme for 2023, moving on. And the 2024 theme is fired up. Fired up means we're taking action. We're taking our learnings, we're putting that in our tool belt, and we are moving forward. Okay, so what do you want to do with your life? Where do you need to take action? Where is your next step? What do you want to build? What do you want to create? What do you want to give yourself permission to do? It doesn't have to be a big, bold thing. Maybe it's just the next step that you need to think about. But what do you want to do with your life? If there are things that you know are holding you down, if there are things that you do not have tolerance for anymore, if there are things that you know are keeping you small, what are you going to do with those? What are you going to do with those in 2024? Like, it's time for you to look at yourself in the mirror. Nobody's coming to save you. It saddens me to say this. It really does, because gosh, it'd be so much easier. But the truth is, we all have our own selves to look after, and geez, that's a lot of work. So nobody has time to come and save you. Although I know you've been really good at saving others. Ugh, that was my pattern for a while, and that came back roaring its ugly head for me in 2023. And it became so clear, so evident that I couldn't save people anymore. That had been my pattern, to feel seen, to feel validated, to feel like I matter, to feel like I have a place in this world. But the saving others is to your own detriment. And I've learned that. And I'm not doing that again. Now I'm here to help, mentor, guide, support, cheer you on 100%, celebrate you, but I cannot do the work for you. And it's the same when you look at yourself. Who are you waiting for? Who are you thinking will come and do the work for you? There's nobody coming. You're the only one that can take action. So what are you going to be doing with your life in 2024? What are your big dreams? What are you scared of? And is it time for you to look at those fears, acknowledge them, embrace them, give them the passenger seat, and decide to buckle up? Because we're going for it, baby. We are. So what are you going to be doing with your life? This is a big question. It might be triggering hearing it. You might feel like, well, I don't have to be bold like this. I can just keep flowing. But if you're listening to this podcast, it's because deep down there is a part of you that's like so ready for the next step. It's so ready to level up. You wouldn't be listening to me otherwise. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have landed here otherwise. So acknowledge it. Give it space. Welcome it. Be curious. Trust it. Trust that if you have this intuition, this vision, this dream, if you have this desire building in yourself as days go by, it's for a reason. What if you just explored it? What if you just allowed yourself? And what if you just had fun with it? What if you just embraced that feminine energy? What if you just trusted and decided to just have the time of your life? That is one of my vibe for the new year. I just want to take things a little bit less seriously. I want to take myself less seriously. I just want to trust, have fun because I know that I'm okay. I really do. I have so many evidences around me showing me that I am okay. Even if it's not the way I would want it to be here and now, I'm okay. I can give myself permission. I can allow myself to have fun because I also know that the more fun I am, the more magnetic I am, and the more my dreams are going to come to me faster. Right? We make it so hard on ourselves. Oh my gosh. It's it's fascinating to me how the things we've been taught, the things we've been said, the things we've been conditioned to, how we just got it all wrong. And it's overwhelming to even think about it. I find it personally quite challenging when I start opening these new doors or when I start having these own breakthroughs for myself. It comes and challenges me in my parenting, right? I'm like, ooh, okay, now that I know this, I can't unknow it. So how am I going to take this to my daughter? How am I going to teach this to my son? How am I going to show up and really actually embody the work for them, not just for myself? Um, because the things we've been taught, that we're all the same, that we all need to be the same. We all need to be doing this like 9 to 5 thing, and we all need to stay safe. And like, that's all BS because there's not a single human that is like another one. We're all unique. And that's what makes us so incredibly powerful. So, sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, but um, also witness that. What have you been conditioned to think? Is it serving you? Is it time for a reset? Is it time for a refresh or an upgrade? Do you still need those limiting beliefs? Do you still need these thoughts? Is this really serving you? Is this really helping you move forward? I already know the answer, right? Can you allow yourself to see it as well and maybe think, okay, maybe it's time for me to rethink this. And of course, the last contemplation is I know for myself, like for those of you who've been following me for a while, like you've witnessed my transformation in 2023. It was like even me, I have a hard time believing everything that happened and the how quick it unraveled. But I know one thing for sure is I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself. No way. Actually, I had two coaches at all time in 2023. I spent and invested so much in me because I knew that if I was surrounding myself with the right people, I knew that if I was really allowing myself to learn from people that have done it before me, to learn the shortcuts, to learn the pitfalls before I fall into them, I knew that I would grow so much faster. I knew that I would do quantum leaps and collapse timelines. It's the only way. And so I know that whatever dreams that you're putting down, whatever it is that you want to do with your life in 2024, think about who's going to help you get there. Because I can guarantee you one thing, if you're trying to do it alone, which is another conditioning, like I can do it, I'm strong enough, do it. Just put the work into it. Well, the truth is we have our own patterns, our own mindset, our own belief system. And if we don't have anybody else to come in and call us on it and shake that up and dissolve it for us, it's hardly impossible. And that's why there's less than 1% of people that actually follow their heart, because these people know that they can't do it alone and they decide to surround themselves. They decide to pick their expenders, find their mentors or coaches, and actually not wait for them to come, like for people to come and save them. They take action, but aligned action, finding the right people. They put themselves in rooms where they feel small. That's what I did all year. And guess what? I just invested into a brand new 12-month coaching that I had to apply for. I had to have an interview for, and I just got selected. So I'm putting myself in comfortable rooms because I have big dreams for 2024. And I know very well that I'm going to need help. I'm going to need all the mindset shifts. I'm going to need someone that can hold that light with me. I'm going to need a group of other women that are crushing it to help me level up even more. I'm not going to be able to do this on my own because I know my self-talk, my ego is going to become, as I grow even bigger, it's going to become stronger and stronger. So, who and in what room do you need to put yourself? I think I shared like probably 10 questions now. I definitely did not stick to 3. So I hope I did not overwhelm you, and I'm going to stop it there. Because as you can see, this is the topic. This is what I love talking about. And in fact, stay tuned this month. I have been really like channeling my next free masterclass. I have so much I want to share. Seriously, ew, I'm so ready. So stay tuned. More information is going to be coming out soon on my next free masterclass that will be happening this month. So stay tuned, but also be ready. It's going to be bold, even bolder. And yeah, might be triggering for some, might be polarizing, but this is where I'm going. This is where my soul's calling me, because I know that the women that are needing to level up, that are ready, that is exactly what they need to hear. And yeah, so buckle up, friends. Let's make this 2024 the year of action, the year of transformation. Let's make it your year, and just have the conversations with yourself as a mature adult woman. What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to put in place to get the ball rolling? Because it's already time. It's already, like, we're already in January, so let's go. Thank you again for being here. If this episode was helpful, if you're thinking, ooh, this person needs to hear this, forward it to them. If it resonated, share it on Instagram, message me, share it in your stories so more women can give themselves permission to have these conversations, to have these big dreams, and to lean in. Again, Happy New Year, my friends. Let's make this new year incredible. It's already off to an amazing start. I'll see you next week. Take care. The information shared on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't provide any medical advice. Vanessa Grutman does not cure, diagnose, or treat disease. Please consult your physician before trying any new protocol or product.